Our ESPN Madison UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Alexis right?
Yep.
Atkinson. Welcome, Lexi.
Well, have a good see. Glad you can have me.
You're a multiple sport athlete. Your primary sports are soccer and basketball. What's it like being a multiple sport athlete at Sauk Prairie?
Just having a lot of classmates being multiple sport athletes, we have this really good bond from sport to sport, which I think makes us all overall better at the school. And it's just really nice to have recognition in the communities too. Be like, oh, I see you at basketball. I'm like, oh yeah. And they're like, oh, I see you in the paper for soccer as well. So I just a lot of people notice me from multiple sports too. So it's kind of nice.
Well, you're one of 3 seniors on the basketball team, and the other 2 seniors, Ava Andres and Erilyn Apple, are both soccer players too.
Yeah, we all grew up just playing the same sport, so we just kept together.
Kind of the 3 amigos, whatever, 3 musketeers.
Yeah.
How are those 2 sports compatible for you?
I don't want to say that they're same, but just the principle of offense and defense, just kind of knowing how you can read the defense, and anticipating passes can correlate into soccer and the vice versa. And then also just kind of creating that bond outside of soccer can correlate into soccer and vice versa as well. Just being with each other outside the season just makes us stronger as a team.
You get to score a few more points instead of goals, right? That's probably the big thing for basketball, right? Well, then did you know there's a 3rd sport you actually played in high school?
Your
freshman, sophomore year, that was?
Football. I just wanted to be the kicker, and actually started in 8th grade year. I just wanted to be a manager, and one day after practice, I just kicked a couple field goals, and the coach came up to me after practice do you want to be the kicker? I was like, sure, why not? Let's take a chance. And then so I did that. I think halfway through my 8th grade year, went into freshman year just wanting to be a kicker. And then sophomore year, they're like, so you're going to actually run the ball and play some defense? I'm like, okay, I think I'm done after this year. So that's kind of what I called it quits.
Guy's a little bit bigger.
Very, yeah.
So did you like the physical nature? Was it like being one of the only girl out there with the guys?
I really didn't get too much involved with defensive drills. I'd be like, okay, you guys do your thing, I'm going to go kick some. So, but it was kind of fun because then I kind of got some respect from the upperclassmen. But then once I quit, I was like, I'll see you around high school or something.
Now you dressed for varsity, so you got to go through the Friday Night Lights. Was that pretty cool?
It was, but it was also nerve-wracking because I think the other team was like, oh, is that a girl? I remember running out and they're like, is that a girl? I'm like, oh, that's embarrassing. But it was kind of nerve-wracking, especially being a sophomore, being an underclassman with the seniors. It was just intimidating, I guess, but it was a cool experience.
Hey, you survived, right?
Yeah, still here.
And now soccer, that's when you've had the most success. Sauk has been to state 3 years in a row. That's an incredible accomplishment just to get there once. What was it like the first time? And is it different every time? Some people might say, well, I've been there before, but it is special every time though.
Yeah, I wasn't able to go freshman year, but sophomore year, I was a part of the team. I was kind of on and off starting, so I didn't really get to play a lot during that game. I subbed in here and there, but then last year I started and I played majority of it. So I think it was just a different type of level of I was really nervous and just kind of having those nerves compared to last year. I was like, oh, this is a completely different game. And then we also didn't know if we were going to go back to the state this year or last year. So yeah, it was just a whole different feeling. We had this kind of chip on our shoulder because we didn't know if we could make it past River Falls, and we did. We're like, oh, we're a better team than that we thought, so maybe we could get to the state championship game instead of losing first round of the state tournament. So.
Yeah, and then you ended up scoring a goal.
I did, yeah.
What was that like?
Really thrilling, actually, because we were only down 1-0 at that time, and then by the time I got it, we were like, wow, we're actually in this game, because it was at 1-1 at that time, and we played Whitefish Bay earlier in the season up into Pier, I think, and we got walked 4-0. And so being at half, 1-0, we're competing with this team. We're there. They can't just walk over us. So getting that 1-1 goal was just we're in this. Now it's time it's our time to come back, but we just couldn't secure it at the end.
Do you remember how the play developed?
Yeah.
Did somebody get you a pass and take it up the field, or?
No, it was actually off a corner kick, and I remember we always stayed back on the other side of the corner, and Greta Shadwell kicked it in, and I remember it was short and got kicked out, but it went right back to her, so I was like, okay, I'm going to go replace myself and by the box, and my defender had left me, and then I see it come back in, and I was like, no shot, and so I'm like, I had to get my head on it, and I think I clenched my eyes when I hit the ball, because I kind of just remember twirling my head and then peeking my eyes open, I just see the ball go past like a white glove. I was like, did that really just happen? I think I started jumping before the ball officially hit the back of the net, but so it was just an overall good moment.
That's something you never forget, right?
No, I still when I'm bored at night, I still go back and rewatch my highlights from that game.
So you say that's your ESPN moment, that would be it?
Yeah, that would be.
Okay. How about for basketball? Do you have a game or a series or something, a rivalry, something that stands out the most?
Probably our rivalry against Reedsburg. I think we've always been able to compete with them, but they've always just been able to step up a little bit more towards the end and take the game away. But that's always been a game we've always tried to beat them, and they've always unfortunately beat us. So. Well,
they've got one of the best players in the state, Tierney, right?
Yeah.
And she's pretty dominant. Overall, now this is a new conference that was east to west. Now it's big and small. Do you like getting to play some new teams?
Yes and no, just because some of them are still in our conference. There's only been I think Stoughton came in, and I think Wanakee came out, but or maybe it was DeForest
McFarland came in.
McFarland came in. But it's really just kind of been the same, Reedsburg, Baraboo, Portage. What else? I think Edgewood, maybe not Edgewood, but it's kind of just the same school. It's just one or two came in, one or two came left. So.
Person who's inspired you the most, a former teammate. Who would that be?
I think my sophomore year, Caitlin Fishnick. She was just always uplifting during practice and trying to push people to the next level. And she didn't during games. She was always having this side that's oh, it's not. She can always kind of have fun during games. It's not always competitive, except for sometimes. Or whenever we're doing a drill, I can always see her laughing at some moments. So she's always just been this player that I've always looked up to, just be it for a teammate. Just someone who I tried to be for a teammate.
She was at Green Bay, but now she's transferred to.
Yeah, she went to Kentucky, I think, last year. Yeah, I think last year was her first year there.
Yeah, are you looking to play in a sport in college?
I'm going to the UW River Falls and playing soccer.
There you go. Getting kind of excited for that, or?
I am. Actually, April 20th, we're going back up there. Who were recruits in my grade, staying up there and having, I think it's an ID camp for the younger kids. So I think we get to meet everyone else on the team, and we get to meet everyone else too. So. And
then, what do you plan to study?
Animal science. I'm hoping to have a pre-vet emphasis and then apply to Madison to be a vet. So.
You said you can't live without your dogs. Who are your dogs?
I have two dogs. They're two miniature Labradoodles. Cooper and Wilson are their names, and I just love them. When I have to go to my dad's, I'm like, can I bring you guys along? My dad's like, no dog. So I was like, shucks.
But in your gift, if you could get anything, you want another dog? Yeah,
I want a chocolate lab. They're just so cute, and that's the always type of dog I wanted. I love labs. My mom's like, I like Labradoodles because they're supposed to be allergy friendly because they don't have hair if they're more, or they don't have fur. They have more of hair, so they're supposed to be hyperallergenic. So mom doesn't like labs though, but she likes the Labradoodles. I don't know. So
at least you got two, all right. And are they your babies?
Yeah, I mostly take care of them because my mom works all the time, and then my brother, I'm pretty much the only one left in the house. So.
And you're part of FFA, so you live on a farm?
As my parents are separated, my dad lives out on a farm, and he has 2-headed steer, and we just actually got rid of our chickens, but we had 30-something laying chickens. So is that something you might be, is that why you're looking at being a vet, because of that animal experience? Favorite food? What's your favorite comfort food you got a bad day? Chicken Alfredo. Instantly. Right. Yeah, I love chicken Alfredo. When we have a birthday dinner, my siblings come over, one of my, I think it was my sister's boyfriend, they're like, okay, we're gonna have Chinese or chicken Alfredo. Like that's it between my family. It's either Chinese food or chicken Alfredo. And so 9 times out of 10, it's chicken Alfredo that we're eating.
Favorite spot to have it? Or is it a homemade?
Homemade, I really like it.
Is your mom's got a recipe?
My dad just makes it really good.
Is your dad the cook?
My dad loves to bake. I'll come home. He works for the county, so he gets off like at 3 o'clock. So I'll come home from like practice or a game, and he'll have like banana bread out. He'll make banana bread muffins. I'm just like, I'll take those. Those will be gone in a week.
Favorite snack? Favorite player, any sport, favorite athlete?
Sophia Smith, probably. She's a striker for the Portland Thorns. I kind of got into watching her during COVID. I was watching back just kind of some soccer games that I could, and I think it was the 2019 championship or tournament. I think they were playing UCLA, and she kind of had, I think she had 3 goals that game, so she kind of just stood out. So then I followed her ever since. So.
Awesome. You look at other sports. You played a lot of sports growing up too. Weren't you a softball player one time?
I was. All my other siblings and my mom were big softball players. They just didn't have soccer. They went to a valley, so they didn't have really soccer. So they kind of pushed me to play when I was little, and then I finally convinced my mom to let me play soccer, since that was the whole thing in Sauk was soccer. So I got her to sign me up during 4th grade, and then it took me away.
How did you survive the pandemic that year? What did you do to, I guess, get through it as an athlete and a student?
I think it was just, I had a club team at the time, and they would kind of send us individual workouts we could do. And then my mom obviously worked from home, so we went hiking a lot, so we were kind of going outdoors. But I think just motivating, because I knew the next season was coming up, and I had another season. I was only an 8th grader, so I can look towards my high school season, while other people are like, oh, don't have another season because they were seniors. So just knowing I had another season kind of motivated me. But
excellent. When you look back at your time at Sauk, the referendum came through in 2020. You look at this brand new weight room, stadium. I mean, I think right where the pool used to be,
yeah.
which is now a brand new pool. What do you remember the most of your experiences here at Sauk?
I think just the diversity that we have. I mean, obviously, me being in FFA, we have a great agriculture program, and so it kind of has given me more opportunities than others, especially since both of my ag teachers have gone to River Falls, so they know ins and outs of a place. And then obviously like our new CNA program here, or CNA classroom. So just like the different opportunities that we can get with the referendum for our high school, not only like my class, but then like the upcoming generations is just, it's gonna benefit them a lot. So knowing that we have a lot of different opportunities here has been really nice.
So as a student, you really think the referendum went through at a very tough time. It's right when the pandemic hit.
So.
Great. Well, Alexis Atkinson, Sauk Prairie High School, soccer and basketball. Hope you have a great rest of the season. She is our UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week. Thank you.
Thank you.